Lumos, Protego, Levioso, Lumos, Flipendo, Bombarda, Expelliarmus, Arresto Momentum. We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all. No creatures, though. So what are they doing out here? I'll let you know what I find. It's not like her to forget. Of course. Are you ready to leave? I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. If that's all right, I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Of course. Quiet, what was that? I suppose a few more minutes can't hurt. I wonder how long she lived here. Or where she'll go now. I'm ready whenever you are, still taking it all in. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers. Please! We were hoping to speak with you. Let's go knock on a dragon's door then. Well, assuming she's home. Hebrideans can be aggressive, but they're also clever. She caught on quickly enough when you showed her how to escape the tent. We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. No, never! We're here because we need your help. Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine. You want us to... She's breathtaking. We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there. Acromantulas. Thank you, Doran, for helping us to find them and to fight for them. Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg. Seeing you is like having my own personal draft of peace. Good to see you. Ah, how lovely to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I dare say you're not much of a challenge. Hello. Nice to see you. I hope things are going well for you. Pleasure to see you. I shan't cower to you. There are so many things I'd rather do with my time. That was rather well done, if I do say so myself. Go on, say it. I was magnificent. Yes. A more hushed approach is likely wise. Enemies. I don't like the look of this. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Up ahead. We should be careful. Oh dear, you poor thing. You seem unwell. Don't worry, I shan't let you perish. There, that should do it. May I suggest we not be here? Why would you do such a thing? I'm not at all comfortable with this. I am sorry to see you behave so wickedly. Such skill. A well-won victory, I must say. That was remarkable. Pity, she must have been starved to pick off a graphorn. Well, there's no turning back now. Remember, we don't want to hurt her. I see the bridge wasn't spared her wrath either. Look, where the water's bubbling. How odd. Golden snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. Merlin, they're lovely. I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. But what happens now? They can't care for themselves, and surely once word gets out of their reappearance... They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please help us find the snidgets before the poachers do. He's a clever one, Gerald. Knows you have food. You can give him some. Just a quick brush. That's all he needs. Don't worry, he's not going to bite you. Isn't that right, Gerald? It's just ahead. I suspected you two might get along. So, what did you think of Highwing? I'd hoped I would. Go on. A bit of feed's the quickest way to his heart. You'll see. I promise you have nothing to fear. Go on. You can't go wrong brushing him. It's the best part of his day. It's good for Gerald to have his hair brushed. Does wonders for his confidence. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago. This way. The Kneasels are over here. She's leaving! Quickly! Watch out! It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. Not a warm welcome. The Kneasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. Yes, Professor Howen. Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting. Here. You can practice on Gerald. Don't worry about Professor Howen's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh! You can use my brush. Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience. Stand back. Just keep an eye out for his tongue. Yes, Professor. Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beast feed? That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. You did wonderfully with Gerald. You should be fine with a Kneazle. Trust me, I've never seen a Kneazle turn down a good brushing. Those food pellets are nutritious for Puffskeins and Kneazles. Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I suppose we could spare a moment. Very well, we shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by nightfall. I have a feeling that was the idea. All right. I suppose I can map out the fastest route to the henge while you look around. Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Sir Athpodle was friend to all, including beasts. I salute him for that. Good. If we leave for the henge now, we should make it by nightfall. Come with me. As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise. I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first. Quite the weather we're having, don't you think? It really is much better if I just show you. Don't worry, we're nearly there. Psst, psst. Over here. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran. Hey, over here. Come on. Searching for Grimbold Weft is so dull. I'd rather be in Beast class. I need to talk to you. Come here. You should do it. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons. I wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least 10, usually. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan. I think that's it over there. Up ahead. I think I spotted the nest. Over here. I wonder how good her eyesight is. I'd normally try, but we're well past that. Look! Underneath her! I think we're close! Hebrideans love sheep. I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest. Blimey, she's not letting us out of her sight. Get to that opening below her. The entrance to the nest is below her. Head for it. If we can get to that entrance, we can get to the nest. Good thing it's fixable. You made it. Don't you people have anything better to do? Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss. Are you finished exploring? I wonder if you'd go blind from staring directly at a moonstone. Foipers! Another obstacle. We found it! It's like staring directly at the moon. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Merlin, it's even more beautiful close up. This must be how the rumour about the cave started. The Fwooper's song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad. It's got to be here, I just know it. You read my mind. I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help. If the moonstone is here and so are Fwoopers, I wonder if it's being protected. It's another aggressive one! She'll understand why we're here once she sees her egg. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all. Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room. We should leave soon. The longer we stay, the more I want a Fwooper. Every advantage over the poachers will help. No matter. I'm sure we can work out a way across. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this again. First the Fwoopers and now this. Why am I not surprised? We need to find moths for those spinners. Would you consider yourself trustworthy? Hello, Professor Black. Because Kneazles can get a bit aggressive with people they sense may be shady. That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed. Only until she saw her egg, at which point I thought she rather warmed to us. How remarkable. I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass. Can you believe it? Actual Snidgets. You outdid yourself, if I do say so myself. Wow, remind me to bring you to every fight I'm ever in. Remind me to keep on your good side. Come on then, do your worst. Excellent work. Fight like you mean it or don't fight at all. Is this the first time you've held a wand? Merlin, you're like an aura in training. Expertly done. That's it. Lightfooted's the word. What I wouldn't give to be a demiguise right now. One foot in front of the next and quiet as can be. Look alive, we're not alone. I smell trouble. Brilliant. We've got company. Stay strong. Chin up. You can get through this. I know it's hard, but try and hold on. It's all right. I can help. Whatever you do, don't give up. You'll feel better soon. Whatever you do, don't attract their attention. If we get caught, this might not end well. If we're lucky, they won't even know we're here. What did you just do? You could go to Azkaban. There was absolutely no need for that. Don't worry. I can help you. It's all right. I'm here. That was entirely unnecessary. Please don't see us. Please don't see us. So far, so good. We can do this. Don't look now, but we're about to make some friends. You've got good flying technique. I'll give you that. Oh, goody. Undesirables. You learned to ride a graphorn. Well done. A graphorn. I should ask for an introduction. Always going somewhere, that one. Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Hippogriffs only ever trust a few. I'm so glad you saved that little boy from the poachers. They're a terrible lot. I don't know how you did it. Victor Rookwood, gone for good. I don't think I can ever thank you enough for saving Highwing. Truly. It's truly sad about Ansello. I really did like her. Interesting choice of attire. I noticed you speaking to Ominous. Do you know him? Did you hear the librarian gave Sebastian detention again? Did you really rescue a Gringotts cursebreaker? The things you get up to. Did you know that Fig and his partner used to be world travellers? I don't know how you beat Imelda Race. She's practically undefeated. Shocking, isn't it? We had an attack on Hogwarts. About Professor Fig. Well, I know the two of you were close. I'm so sorry. She does have a rather stern brow, doesn't she? But look how well you put her at ease. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. Merlin, it's beautiful. Well, we found what we came for. Now we just need to bring it to the henge. We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol. And we've got poachers to beat. It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But sadly, I suspect that wouldn't do any good. That was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do. Suffice it to say, when I left with Highwing, I flew straight for her house. What is going on with them? The thing I remember most was how much we moved around. Always chasing the next big kill. I've had a bit of help. I never fitted in. But the older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. If we pull the rings and match the runes, I suspect we'll find the moths. Look at this place. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with. Perhaps the runes on the walls have something to do with finding the moths. Ah! Yay! Ah! Yay! Yay! Woo! All right. Woo! Of course, Doran implied as much, but to see it up there. Goodness, what happened here? Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalves made at the henge. Something terrible happened here. I can feel it. Of course. How clever. Over here. I'll let you know when I have news of her location. Come on, follow me, shall we? Did you spot a horcrux? I usually wander off when I think I've seen one. Weasley's always been my favourite professor, although I've never liked transfiguring creatures. On we go. At least we're out of the classroom. Oh, it seems Professor Howard's ready for the next part of the lesson. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you. I knew it. I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I come and check on her every once in a while. Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. He is Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition. And cleanliness. What in Merlin's name are you doing? Her name is Persephone! I'm ready when you are. This way. We'll need to take cover wherever we can. It's the only way we'll make it through. Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle. I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it. Make sure you aren't seen or heard. It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizardkind. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones. There's so much we don't know about beasts. So much to learn. You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. I hate to see a creature get put down like that. But trolls have no business in Hogsmeade. Congratulations on winning the House Cup. You certainly earned it. The music room is so disrupted with all those bells ringing again. Wasn't taking Ferdinand to the Hog's Head a bit much? I saw that Ferdinand Pratt's back at the Three Broomsticks. Ferdinand must be thrilled to be hanging at the Three Broomsticks again, where he can spy on everybody. Ferdinand is every bit a Pratt, but hanging him in the Hog's Head... I'm no fan of Ferdinand's, but it wasn't very nice to destroy one of his frames. You destroyed Ferdinand's frame. What gave you the right to do that? I suppose we could catch our breath. Whenever you're ready, I'll follow your lead. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves. This is a centuries-old likeness of Pangadon. Fearless mouse hunter and devoted study companion. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon. But the poachers will be watching for us now. People have always loved their pets. I find that comforting. How could I have been so blind? Just the person I was hoping to see. You and I should meet for a butterbeer soon. Perhaps Highwing can join us? I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her you-know-what. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade. I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest. I suppose we'll find out. Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Hauntel Hall. That was a Hebridean black. You were an augury at noon in the desert. Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. At least, that's what we decided it meant. It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. We're of a similar mind. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet. In the forest. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what. I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. Oh, very well. I will. The poacher's influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. I've seen it firsthand with her. It's hard to explain, but something about it just feels wrong. Exactly. It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing. They don't scare me. Besides, I'd do anything to keep Highwing safe. And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody. Anything interesting? Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did. Meanwhile, please do keep Highwing a secret. I'm a little worried for her at the moment. What are you doing here? Especially during the day. Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it. Natty told me about your run-in with the poachers. I have some news about them as well. Can you meet me soon? I fear that some of what I uncovered has to do with you. What's going on down there? Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here? Let's even her odds, shall we? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight. We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up. Do you know why or what it means? Does it have to do with the Snidgets? The poacher spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, Highwing had been captured by poachers. We should take advantage of most eyes being on the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. At first they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it. I'd finally had enough. I freed Highwing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. It felt like an omen, a good one, a sign that the worst was over. You see, the night I freed Highwing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there. Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds. Like to torture dragons, do you? Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it. See how you like this? Ridiculous, really. Rumour was that the cave drove people mad. I couldn't find any account by someone who had been in the cave, though. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels, just as you did with Gerald. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the Moonstone to the henge. A good thing, too. We need every advantage over the poachers if we're to get to the Snidgets first. We still have the poachers to contend with. That's the 3rd time I've seen a Dugbog behave that violently. A naughty Neasel is an unhappy Neasel, my gran always says. The Neasels don't like the food pellets nearly as much as the Puffskeins. More refined palates, I suppose. Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. It was pure luck the first time. I was on Highwing, or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night They only ever happen under a full moon, though I suppose the Moonstone allowed it to happen now. Well, the night I met Highwing, actually, I can't wait to tell Gran that I've managed to see not 1 but 2 mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous. I come from a family of poachers, all part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same, though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. I can try, and I've had a bit of help so far. Let's find out. Doran's waiting for us just up ahead. That said, I suspect someone must have recognised me. That's how they got to Gran. If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a little more time with the Snidgets. Unless they haven't let things lie. It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the cave Doran told us about. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless... Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howin for the Neasels. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research. I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle. Unless they haven't let things lie. It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in Plimpies. The poachers got to my Gran. Someone recognised me in Hauntel Hall and they got to her. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless... She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. Beautiful. If you ever meet my Gran, this trip never happened. Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. What's this? That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters. A centaur! tread carefully. I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. Understood. We all have our secrets. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures? That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you? Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why. This is odd. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised. I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I found goblin armor. I don't have a good feeling about this. I hope you're right. Definitely poachers. Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose. How do goblin and poacher interests align? We're fine, but if you hadn't got here when you did, we'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure to all be fine. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving. I led them here, Doran. I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers. If we're lucky, they're still poring over Gran's research. There was a fair amount. We, on the other hand, had Doran to guide us. Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone. Look at the murals on the wall. They're all creatures. That did it! Look, Doran, a doorway. So what does happen next? What are these pillars here? This place must have been built to protect them. They had nothing to fear. The poacher camps always felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. No, the sense I get here is of safety and calm. Quite the opposite of the poacher camps. And the books are all about creatures. You haven't seen my grand study. What was that? She would. I can't wait to tell her all about it. The plates on the floor have symbols on them. I wonder if the pillars move at all. Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness. I wonder if we can find anything else nearby with symbols that match the ones on the plates. Each symbol must represent a spell we could cast on an object that belongs with each plate. Sounds as if someone's in trouble. 2 symbols on the wall aren't lit. I wonder if casting a shadow on those symbols on the ground would do something. You're not coming in with us. Haven't we seen that tree before? I think it's the one from that map you found in the well. What a lovely area. Well, that was worthwhile. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. Pity there weren't any trousers. It would have made a nice ensemble. I adore the Forbidden Forest, full of an amazing array of creatures. We should get a whole new perspective on them by candlelight. What are those? Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. I wonder who the map belonged to. I hope they won't mind us going in their stead. And I wanted to thank you. If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs. I suppose so. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. That makes 2 of us. When the poachers ambushed us, It was nice not to face them alone. I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer. I wouldn't want a repeat of Horntail Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the 3 broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there. Highwing's the only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course. She is. Although I am beginning to see the appeal of human friends. Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. I am starting to see the appeal of human friends. Goodness. Well, that certainly helps explain a bit about what we saw back at Horntail Hall. Of course, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Even the centaurs won't know. It was nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone. And share Highwing. Merlin's beard! You're a genius. The centaurs, they'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs. The golden Snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. Oh good, you're safe. We should see this through. Let me find out where she is. I'll start looking into it right away. I don't understand. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. I am too. Centaurs can be cryptic. Gran says no one talks more in circles than a centaur. And why was he so certain about where we could find one? I can head to the library and start looking into the cave he mentioned. Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran. Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that. We knew we were at the cave for the moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight. I realised that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I think we can safely say we know where the moonstone goes. I think I know where we can find Doran. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest and we can tell him about the symbol the Mooncalves made. Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like. Take your time. We can head back to the castle if you've seen enough Mooncalves one day. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep. Of course! That's it! We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Of course. I'll just wait here and try not to fall asleep. Fantastic. It's nice to get rewarded for helping others, even if it is an enchanted well. Good thinking, but she'd still be able to smell you. Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together. Now's our chance to free her! Reinforcements will be on the way! There's the nest. We're almost there. That would work if dragons didn't have such a keen sense of smell. Why is every bridge here broken? I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide. That was for Gran. You're not getting those Snidgets. That was for Horntail Hall. You're despicable, the lot of you. Don't think I won't fight till the end. I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything, and with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble. Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did seem the most promising. Don't know that I can. We've taken on poachers twice now, successfully. I rather think you've helped me develop a taste for it. I stumbled across some folklore about a cave in the area that people avoid. Seemed the perfect place to hide something of value. So either it is a rumour, or anyone who went in wasn't in any state to speak of it afterwards. It's a bit of a leap, I confess, but might a mysterious item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave? I think I'm desperate for anything at this point. Agreed. You did it! It looks as if it raised something out of the water. The clock is ticking in that regard, isn't it? That's what Gran always says. I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. Are you familiar with the hamlet of Irondale? It's south of the castle. I think the cave that Doran wanted us to find is near there. And now another creature's in danger. The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. Perhaps you're right. It's just... Never mind. That's exactly the right word. Never mind. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good. I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit. We don't have a choice if we want to help the Snidgets. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the Snidgets, which means we're one step ahead of them. Given what Fwoopers are known to do, I never thought I'd be so happy to see this many of them. Very funny. I was just thinking how it's proof that poachers haven't been here, assuming this is where the Moonstone is. They seem calm enough at the moment. We probably shouldn't linger for too long. I'm sorry, I thought about it so many times, but I'm ashamed of who my family is. No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much, likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. I know Adelaide and her uncle well. No wonder she's been anxious lately. Did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack? I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did. We could be discreet. Look around without them ever knowing we were here. Adelaide mentioned her Uncle Roland's camp may lie near Brockborough, past the river. If this is Mr. Oakes's campsite, we're in for trouble. If Mr. Oakes was here, there's no sign of him now. Oakes is an experienced trader. He marked that map for a reason. His journal left behind. This can't be good. Taking over camps and castles. This is highly unusual for goblins. Oh, a part of me hoped it'd be cheerier on the inside. Try lighting that furnace. It must be connected to the boiler door. That furnace could be promising. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long. Boiler doors usually need to be lit to operate. This one's probably no exception. I saw a boiler door on our way down. Perhaps we should take a closer look there. We have some spectators. The trolls are popular. Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ramrock's lot would never have freed him. I saw movement higher up in the keep. We should find our way there. A ladder. That's what we need. Not ideal, but we should have expected it. Trolls can enjoy dark, damp spaces. We need to find the tomb near Brockborough and place Samantha's family crest on a sarcophagus there. Samantha will be glad to hear that the crest has been returned. I certainly hope it reverses the curse. She was breeding the spiders for profit, and they turned on her. I don't condone what she did, but she did not deserve this. This must be Arranshire. We'd better keep an eye out for spiders. That's the last of the spider sacks. Seems our feet haven't been cursed. That's a good sign, I suppose. A ladder. Not sure I want to know where this leads. I hope that's the last spider. Well done. I believe it's dead. Be on your guard. I'll wager this isn't the dead end it seems to be. But how to get through? If we're spotted, they'll feed us to the dragons. That was far too close for my liking. What in Merlin's name? That's a relief. Thought we were done for. Up ahead. Looks like a way out. They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach? Aim for the ring at the front of her restraint. Use Accio on the ring. We need to free her. Oh, look. It's a deer. You're really quite the terror, aren't you? That's it. Get it all out of your system. Oh. I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. I suppose if one can fix it, one can break it. Why on earth would you do that? I can't believe you did that. Why would you do that? It's a shame, but it had to be done. That was brilliant. Do it again. You didn't have a choice. Can't say I regret that one bit. I sincerely hope we never have to do that again. I wish there had been another way. Trolls don't just ambush villages. Getting in a bit of practice, are we? Oh, thank goodness you're right. I heard all about the siege. See, someone's not afraid of the dark arts. Oh, pardon me. It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead and... We should see this through. Let me find out where she is. I'll start looking into it right away. It's nothing, truly. I've We've no secrets to hide. Arresto momentum. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing. Arresto momentum. I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Protego. Expelliarmus. Flipendo. Flipendo. Protego. Protego. Lumos. 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 Protego.